Hey, big shout out to Mr. JR Star 3. Thank you for the raid, brother. Guys, just give us a minute here. Let's get Jay situated, and we will be going live in just a couple of minutes here. We got to talk about raid. Finally, I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but they're monetizing even more with gift cards. We're going to talk about some good and bad things about that. And then for some of you, you may have gotten that raid server. Some of you may not have, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to do it together on the podcast today. So just give us a couple minutes and we'll be ready to go. Timberwolf, thank you very much for the sub, brother. 9 months. I appreciate you. Much love, bro.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
2,
1.
1. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. This is episode number 98. We are 2 away from the 100th episode. I am excited. We got a lot of things to talk about today. We got to talk about the raid survey that a lot of us got in game. They're asking so much information about it. I think Trunda or anything. Honestly, I haven't watched anything because I wanted it to be a surprise and react about it with all of you guys. We've got, I saw the patch go live today about raid gift cards. You'll be able to send them to your friends. And I think that's good and bad. We'll talk a little more about it. And then apparently I was oblivious that I had actually gotten this special gift today. I kind of logged on, didn't even know that I collected all the champions. So that said, before we go too far into today's podcast, let me introduce my co-host for today. We're going to start off with the free-to-play content creator, 1397, Mr. Final Compachi. Ken, what is going on, brother? How are you?
He said like he doesn't even know he got the Aldi champion. I still remember which rare champion I pulled, man.
I know.
This is all the real, guys. You know what? This is real life. Like, unbelievable. I'm doing good, man. How about you guys? Hopefully you guys doing good as well. Good to be there on the podcast with you guys.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Yeah, I honestly had no idea. I was like, I was going for the deck event. I'm like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Didn't even, I thought I had to get the mythical to actually collect this gift. So I was like, yeah, screw it. If I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, I don't get it. But We just literally logged in before the podcast, and I was like, oh, I guess I got this. So, Ken's right. I guess it is a whale problem. Next up, all the way from California, Mr. Gessel Gaming. Gessel, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Doing great, man. Yeah, I feel like the give I got this one, I think for the Thor, the whatever that event was, and the gift for that one was crappy. Like this is a pretty good gift, man, for getting them. And unfortunately, I'm not even close. I only got the Thalen, I think. So no chance of getting it, man. Congrats on that gift. That's pretty sweet.
Thank you, thank you. Next up, my neighbor that is about 3 hours away, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Doing good. I also be getting a special gift. I haven't claimed Greckos yet. Make sure you guys summon Greckos. You have to have them all summoned. Don't leave them in your fragment. Doesn't count. Just a little tip. But watched some UFC last night. Really good fight. And then also had some pretty bad luck in raid. I pulled like 17 sacreds and maybe 80 ancients for this hero's path thing. Got one Lego out of the one Lego out of the sacreds. I got dupe Tatsu and pulled the mythical relic or mythical mats and got a Lego. So yeah, not ideal, but we won for the chance.
I actually did most of the event here with dungeon diver points. 60,000 plus dungeon diver points. And I thought about, I was like, well, you know what? Let me buy some shards. Let me do that. And I ended up looking at it and doing the math. It was cheaper for me to buy the coins than it was actually to go and buy shards. So I was like, you know what? Listen, I got no problem. I'll give some cash up, but yeah, I'm not giving you hundreds of dollars when I could just get more return on this, right? Next up, representing Super Mario Brothers, Mr. JR Star 3. Jay, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, it's actually a parody of Super Mario. It's Super Smash Bros from Dark Souls.
I hope Nintendo not watching.
Copyright strike.
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just been, testing out Titus Black Bloom, trying out all the different things, and finding out the truth behind it, and enjoying it a little bit. But it's a lot of RNG, and it's kind of frustrating. But pretty much just been, just saving up. Actually, a lot of silver for my Chimera team.
I see what you did there. The truth behind it. I see what you did there. And last but not least, all the way from Texas, Mr. Zero Brew, aka Dab Master. What is going on, sir? How are you?
What is going on? And I'm glad to see how much rewards you get off of that, because I too am going to be getting it for the first time ever. And I've yet to pull Graco. So PJ, thanks for that info that we have. It looks like we still have 2 more weeks to do it. So I'm going to wait for a good, champ chase or something to pull him. But I too I use gems. So I think about 10,000 gems to do it through Dungeon Divers as well, while doing the spider and the ice golem or the dragon or whatever they had going on too. So I was trying to double dip from that perspective, but we did at least get him. Now my dilemma is, do I take a risk and pull the shards to get the 5-star souls, or do I just get him without the soul and just be done with it? So
honestly, I thought about going for the soul myself, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it, because I like the champ itself is going to be a lot more difficult to get, but the soul, I think over time, I think souls is where I'm going to start investing more souls and energy as opposed to shards at this point. Just mostly because my account doesn't really need a lot of champions right now. Very few key champions.
I'm thinking him as like more of a long-term project. So like,
yeah.
I'm not getting his soul. I don't think he really needs the 5-star. The 4-star would be nice, but he has increased accuracy, so it's not like, obviously 5-star is good, but
does he need accuracy to land his?
He does need accuracy, but I'm saying like he doesn't need
a
lot. He gives himself increased accuracy, so it's not like you have to give him like a lot.
That said, let's give a quick shout out here to Mr. I Am Roadblocks, who's watching us over on the YouTube side. If you guys aren't following him already, just click his name and give him a follow over on YouTube. And I do believe he does Twitch as well. And another shout out to Mr. Darn for 16 months. Damn, bro. You like me that much, huh? I get it. It's the rest of the guys you like. I get it. All right, so we got a lot of things to talk about today. First of all, let's talk a little bit about Titus. And have you guys started using him in your Hydra teams? Because this will be the first week that we start seeing him kind of being implemented in there, right? So Ken, have you built him and started using him in your teams?
You have no idea how many times I got that question asked this week. Like, I mean, it's obviously normal. He's a broken champion, lots of people want to build him. But no, man, I didn't even develop him yet because I don't have Vixfield. I don't want to rush on him. And there is also the thing, like, let's say, okay, you start abusing Titus because it's broken. I mean, you are going to see the people who abuse him against you as well. Like, matchmaking going to be make you to face him or the Trando comp. Like, end of the day, you are going to deal more damage, but your enemy is also going to deal more damage. He was the fusion champion. Like, most of the people have him.
Right.
And I feel like, okay, instead of you are going to face like 10 billion versus 10 billion clan, now both of your clan going to be 20 billion versus 20 billion, for example. Like, nothing going to be changed though. Like, to be honest, I don't see the reason to build him. Like,
Okay.
am I wrong? I
mean, I will tell you this. Like, even if you have Brogni, actually, Brogni's a better setup for him than Wixwell.
Vixfield? Okay,
Yeah, because Brogni will build your shield up faster than Wixwell because it's based off the damage as opposed to how many buffs, right? So, because I was sitting on Discord with Bronco because he was helping me kind of go through my teams to, refigure out what I'm going to do now for all of my damage for Hydra. And he was showcasing me his team, and Brogni was way faster at making the shield bigger. Granted, you still need a Yumiko for like the full reset, but if you have Lamasu, you can still make it work. That said, like even without the blessing, he was still hitting for, like on a decapitated head, I was hitting for, I want to say like 80, 90 million when his shield was like halfway maxed. So it's definitely going to be hard. It's definitely going to be an interesting matchups for the next couple of weeks, right? And you can run both Brogni and Wixwell heavy, but then, you got to figure out who you're going to replace. So it makes it a little more challenging, but sorry, Ken, didn't mean to cut you off.
I mean, again, like if you are going to start abuse him as your clan, you are also going to face the clan who abuse him, and both of your damage going to be similar. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to say, but he's clearly broken. I mean, Polarium must be. They are doing that on purpose. We talked about that last week, so I'm not gonna waste our time this week. But yeah, they are just want to sell them, so that's all.
Okay, Jay, what about you?
Yeah, originally I built him for Chimera, but when you start using him in Chimera, you start to realize it's not as easy as Hydra is. Hydra, you got that extra champion, but then you can also decapitate him. You can't decapitate a Chimera head, right? So like, it's way harder. You got to build res, protection sets. It's a lot more stressful. Versus Hydra, you just bring in Lamasu. If you have Yumeko or Kaimar, you can create these infinite loops, and had infinite shield, infinite extension without Krisk, any like Mad Hatter, nothing. I just had my Wixwell, Titus, and my infinite loop, and I was able to just keep going and crazy. But it's so much clicking. I was there literally for like 10, 15 minutes going, reset this, click this, to then use this, reset, because you can't, like, you try to full auto, if Lamasu actually hits the wrong target, boom, the whole run's done, and then you get digested and you're screwed. You gotta do it all over again. So there's a lot of RNG too when the digestion, because if you sometimes it'll go away and like you don't have to worry. But I noticed that this comp actually taught me something new. Instead of using Titus, I can actually bring back old school champions and create an infinite loop with them using Lamasu and Yumeko. I don't even need the Titus. Titus, of course, gives you way more damage long term. But if I wanted something full auto, you bring Marius, you bring some other stuff, and just full auto and just have infinite looping going like that, and you have all the heads decapitated, doing enemy max HP like crazy. It actually gives me incentive now to think about that for the future too. So I'm going harder for Marius.
I will say the only thing I really don't like about Lamasu is that her AI is just, there's no stability on who the A2 is or the A3 is going to be used on. And I really, really hate that. Like, Teleria, that like next balance patch, that's the first thing you need to do is just prioritize who it's going to go on to. That said, Zero, what about you? Have you built out your Titus yet?
I have not built out my Titus yet because I never was one to build any of the gimmick teams. Of course, I never had a Chunda or anything like that, but I never built the Yannicka one. I never did the Corporal Cadaver one. Even I remember too, because when I got Brogni, I was like, all right, cool. The only thing I'm missing is Chris. And then I pulled Chris right after this again, 2 years ago, whatever. I was like, cool, I can do the Corporal Cadaver Clan Boss team at the time was where it was at. And then when they introduced Hydra Clash, then people started rolling it there because people really didn't have a need to roll it there. And I always said, hey, this is a broken mechanic. Why waste my time, energy, and resources on a broken mechanic? Because eventually they're going to fix it. So I was right all the other times. So I don't know why I wouldn't be right now, other than Plarium doing Plarium things. We talked about that last week. But now that everybody's got it and people are going to just abuse the crap out of it. And what's crazy is the people that are doing this are just scratching the surface. The Broncos out there and the whoever's are going to the Cruisins or whatever that are just awesome at doing this are really going to break it down and put up like a trillion damage or something stupid and break the game. And then Plarium's going to have to step in and say, okay, this is dumb. We got to do something.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm waiting for.
I feel like maybe this was their answer to us complaining about Trunda being more of a power than everybody else. And I always did say, I would love to see more champions brought up to her level. Maybe this is their way of saying, hey, we're not going to make it that, Spirit or Force or Magic Affinity champion is going to be at Trunda level. We're going to make it a Void. Everybody has a chance to get it now. So, you know what? Stop your bitching, and there you go, guys. Maybe that was their answering.
So let me ask you this, because I've never had the Chunda comps, and that's a great point. Everybody technically had an option to go for it, but today, after post Hydra nerf, Trunda's getting what, 4 billion, 5 billion, where this dude's coming in doing hundreds of billions, right?
It really depends. We're looking at this team that's got 5 billion, and it's not even maxed out yet.
Trunda can do way more nowadays.
Yeah.
So you can do 50, 60 billion, 70 billion.
Yeah, I will tell you, I think it was Victor Chazar old school that we went up against, and his one key did 90 million, which was half the damage of my clans. I was like, yep, nope, I guess we're tanking this week, guys.
Trunda's actually almost back to where she was before they nerfed her.
Really?
Yeah. Fina comp.
With Ashnar.
Yeah.
Fina.
Okay. So the newer champions have re-enabled Trunda to be the top. But so I guess my question is the new one, compared to people who've run them both, new dude Titus is way better, right?
No.
He's not better than Trunda, but he's getting close to it, right? Again, it's still kind of early, like you said. People haven't really figured out the right team to put in, but I'm guessing give it a couple of weeks and we'll see some damage output on him. I've seen some scores out there because again, he hasn't been empowered yet. A lot of people don't have the 6-star soul for him. So I think it's just starting off at this point. That said, Mr. Gestel, what about you? Have you built him and started using him yet?
No, I haven't started. I didn't have enough books for him, actually. So I actually just got enough books this morning, and they both hit in the cooldown slots I needed. So I think I'm going to take today's stream and put a team together. I kind of wanted to build him for Chimera because he's Void, right? And you don't have to deal with all the affinity issues that come along with like Toshiro, Ninja, whatever. But I don't know, after hearing what you guys are saying and kind of every video I've seen, everyone's like Hydra, Hydra, Hydra. And I think the double Yumiko, right, gives you the full auto on Hydra from what I've heard. So fortunately I have that. So I might as well do it, I guess.
Right. And then PJ, I know you want us to share this. This is a 76 billion, and that's without the Clash multiplier. That's crazy.
That's PJ's team?
No,
No,
I wish.
he wishes.
I
That's PJ. He wishes. But
wish.
PJ,
My
what about
dreams.
what about
Us
you,
too.
man? Did you build him out yet?
No, I have not built him yet. I just got his masteries done. I just haven't had an opportunity to book him yet either. I have the books, but CVC we were tanking, and then this champion training was a event, not a tournament, so they didn't count. So just haven't had a really good time to book him yet. But I do want to build him out and mess with them. I have Wixwell, I have Brogni, I have Yumiko's. I'm not sure how I'm gonna build the team because I also run a Trunda team, so I might have to sacrifice her. But my Trunda team isn't very good. I just run it on brutal. She's not fully empowered, so if I could really boost this dude, then it might be big for my damage. So I do plan on using him, but not quite yet.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are gonna go through and they're gonna be relooking and redesigning their whole teams. For some players like you who says I don't have a strong enough Trunda because I don't have a blessing or something, like this guy, bare bones, booking, no blessing is still doing stupid amount of damage. So again, we'll have to wait and see. I will caution everybody to, don't go out and invest everything in this guy. Give it a little bit of time because I do feel like there's going to be some changes coming. Maybe not to him particularly, but maybe to Hydra itself again. And I'm hoping that, I don't know, I really hope we don't have the same issue like we did before, right? Where Trunda still remains supreme and then we nerf everybody else by changing some mechanics. So with that
The only
said,
shot or good thing is that he's a void legendary. I think all the other options we had were rares, and like they're always like, oh, we don't like rares, we don't like rares, we don't like rares. So
right.
Yeah,
Well,
but
and
we talked
also-
about that last week. Like
Yeah.
Toshiro is the mythical. Like how we are going to
Yeah.
explain the Void legendary champion dealing more damage than Toshiro'dan or the
That is true.
Tranda Magic Lego.
That is
I
true.
mean, there's always exceptions to the game. Seer, there's a couple voids that are better than legendaries. Like,
Yeah.
And also, this team right here isn't realistic. Obviously, I don't want you guys thinking this is like a realistic team everyone can get. This
What do
is
you mean?
just, like-
This is realistic for like the 1% of the 1%, bro. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, exactly.
know,
For someone,
the-
it's realistic, but
Good
just
play,
want to
Uh,
show what's out there.
Right. All right. So yeah, I feel like Titus, it's still kind of early. He's broken. I wouldn't put too much work into using him. I definitely, if you don't invest too much in bringing up other champions to empower him or make him better. Because again, we all know that Plarium, if they nerf or if they change something, are not going to give us those resources back, right? That said, let's move on to the actually, I'm going to start off with the gift card situation. So this morning I logged in and part of their new patch said that gift cards are now a thing. Let's see if I can find it here. I should have taken a screenshot of it. But where are we? Raid gift cards are coming to, or we're coming
I
in.
saw it too.
Yeah, I just can't figure out. Whoop, you don't need to see my
dox yourself.
transactions.
Be careful, be careful.
But all right. While I look for that, let's actually move into then the raid survey, right? I'll keep looking for that in the meantime. So some of you guys may have gotten this, some of you may have not. Chat, how many of you actually did get this survey? Let us know. First of all, Ken, did you get yours or no?
No, man, I didn't.
Okay.
I heard they are asking something about the Tranda, and I really want to answer that question,
Okay. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, I got this one. I usually don't get them, so I was kind of shocked. This was the first one I think I've gotten. I haven't filled it out yet. I need to still fill it out. Could probably make a YouTube video out of it, but I've looked at some of the questions, and yeah, they're they're interesting.
Okay. Jay, what about yourself?
No, I didn't get one. And I was wondering, do they give it to people who have Trundas? Because I don't own a Trunda.
Interesting.
I do have
Gessel,
Trunda.
what about you?
I did not get it, and I do have a Trunda.
Okay. So That conspiracy theory is not true. Zero, what about you?
I did not get it, and I don't have a Trunda.
Okay. So it's not that just Trunda players got it, but we talked about the current state of raid last week, and I feel like maybe this was kind of one of the things leading up to it, right? So let's take a peek here and let's do this survey together. So thank you for taking the time to participate in our survey. We would like to hear about your raid experience. I'm sure a lot of us have a thousand things we could say about our raid experience. This survey may take up to 15 minutes to complete. Sharing your feedback helps us continue to improve. Yes, I'm older than 18. I think most of us are. Of course, it wants my user ID, my player ID. Damn it. Okay, player.
Next
am I going
question,
here?
your credit card number.
Yeah, right. Right.
Next
There we
question:
go.
the social security of your firstborn child.
Which one of the following game mode features have you played regularly or for an extended period? Chimera Trials, Chimera Clash, Coalition Event, Live Arena, Hydra, Hydra Clan Boss, Hydra Clash, Siege, Chimera Clan Boss, Faction Wars Hard Difficulty. I think at this point, I would say Hydra Clan Boss is probably, out of all of these, has been the one that I've focused on the most. But what about you guys, Ken?
All of them.
All the above.
All the above. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we able to check all of the? Well, we are. Okay.
You can check them. Now, what I will say is, if you do check them all, it will deep dive into each one specifically. Just
okay. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's move into the overall. How would you rate Faction Wars Hard difficulty? I think this is an interesting question. For myself, I will say that it was. I kind of feel. I would say bad. The hard difficulty. I guess this is them asking us. The difficulty itself is definitely very bad. Would you guys agree with that, Ken? Ken
Yeah,
says trash.
I cursed them too hard on a couple of days ago because of the faction war. It's bullshit. Difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
PJ?
Yeah, I'd say it's bad. It's not a little, or I think it's not. I think it's a little bit overtuned. I don't think it's like very, very far off, honestly, but I definitely think it's overtuned.
Okay.
I don't know. I hit some of those champions, and it looks like I barely even touch them
That is true.
with my best nukers, and it's insane.
I don't want to say it's very bad because it is. Some of it is challenging, but it's challenging in like the wrong way, I feel, and I think like that makes a difference. But Gessel, what about yourself?
It's I don't think they realize the effect that Unity champs would have at like level 300 plus, because it is insanity. The only way you can beat some of these comps is just have like crazy speed, and if they don't have a Unity champ that does like prevents CC or prevents this or prevents that, or if you try to do something you get feared, like it's like nonstop. I don't think they realize the effect all of that would to scale at such a high level. And that all goes back to like, hey, why not actually test this and see? Not that it just works, because that's probably what they're saying their testing's coming from. Like, oh yeah, it works. But like test it to see if there's actually a solution to it without it being like having all mythicals. So whatever, rant off. But so it's certainly overtuned, which is fine. But they basically, like Zero said, it's not overtuned to the point where it's like it's a difficult puzzle. It's overtuned to the point where it's like impossible unless you have a couple champs.
Okay. I definitely agree. It's going to require specific champions. Jay, what about you?
I think for the first 13 stages, it's pretty decent. I was able to full auto almost every faction. But once you get to 14, like right now, I have 80% of my factions are stuck on 14. I can't. And I tried rebuilding. I mean, I could do it if I had more silver and just took my best gear, but I'm not doing that, especially because there's been Tholen into Titus. It's like I can only do so much. I only have so much silver since I'm not spending in the game. But after 14, I have some factions like 2 or 3 that can do up to 17, 18. It's just crazy. There's too many unique champions, too many champions that are super fast, and mythical champions. I don't have mythical champions, I only have like 2. So it's like I'm fighting mythicals with regular Legos and epics. It's like, what? So they just need to look at 14 to 21 and rebalance that. Because the first 13 wasn't that bad, in my opinion, because I was able to full auto almost every faction except for 1. But like after that, 14 stage bosses are no, bro. I've almost wanted to crash out every single faction. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Now I just do farm stage 1 hard every single day. I just like to get my stuff and I walk out.
He's like, I'm done. I get in and I get out. So I think in chat, an overall good assessment for that would be bad is definitely pretty solid for it. How important is Faction Wars hard difficulty to your enjoyment in the game? Honestly, and I know this goes into the next question, for me, it's not important at all. I just want the new champion. Like, I want the new power creeps that it has. There is no important, this is not an important feature to me. Would you guys agree with that, Ken?
I mean, if you have the champion, it's super fun in my opinion. But if you don't have a champion, specific champion like the guest I mentioned, I mean, like using everything on your account is still not going to help you. Like, I'm not talking about like you are taking your champion gear. Of course, you are going to take your champion gear. You are going to take the relic as well. You are going to give them cat gaze. But still, end of the day, like especially if you try to get like 3-star, which is a condition, is some of them super annoying. Like sometimes if you don't have a champion, there is nothing you can do. So, and that's not fun at all.
Right. Jay, what about you?
Talking about faction war?
Yeah, how important is Faction Wars hard difficulty to you enjoying it? Enjoyment of raid. Like, is it the main reason why you log in to play raid every day, basically?
It was, but I mean, I just
Burnout.
explained my experience, right? Like it was, but not for now. It's not. I'm just focusing everything else. But it was when it first came out.
Okay. Zero, what about yourself?
Yeah, no, I think in terms of like fun or experience, my answer would be the fact that it drops the relic fragments and the glyphs and stuff like that. So that part of it, being able to collect the higher level stuff, that part of it is enjoyment or fun. But the frustration of hitting a wall and absolutely not doing it, and taking it one step further, is I don't find regearing champions enjoying at all. Especially if you're like, okay, now I have to nerf my top 10 champions and remove that gear and split it between 30 or 40 other champions and then try to get it all back. And I know they got the thingy in there, but there's nothing enjoyment about that for me. And the fact that it's extremely time consuming as well. I'm getting just crunched for time more and more and more, and that part of it's not enjoying. But I do enjoy being able to go get the resources. Again, I think I do what Jay does. I don't go to stage 1, but I go to wherever I could go. And a few of those stages I might have gotten a 16 and hit a wall, but then I try to go back and run under that, and like I had to go all the way back to 13 just to say, okay, I can do this quickly versus struggle bus for 30 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing enjoyment about that.
Okay. PJ, what about you?
I'd probably say more slightly to moderately important. It's something we're doing every day, so I don't want it to like suck. Or I think it's kind of important to the game, especially like what ZB said. The glyphs, the relics, and stuff are all important. Ryan mentioned in chat kind of. So something what I do, I do the optimizer. I'll give them the best gear at like one time. It sucks the first time you go around and do it, but after you get their gear, the first time you save the preset that you can swap and swap back. It does suck after swapping everything back, but it saves a lot of time after you do that first time building it. So I'd say it's slightly to moderately important. It's not like something I'm like, oh yeah, I really love. I'm like looking forward to doing faction wars, but I don't mind doing it. And at least right now, it's kind of a challenge. And then once you beat everything, then it kind of fades out of your mind.
Okay. Gestel, what about you?
Which one was this?
So, how important is Faction Wars hard difficulty to your enjoyment of Raid Shadow Legends?
Oh, well, it's definitely been frustrating for me. I've liked that there's a new challenge to the game, and for a while I was actually really enjoying it. Yeah, probably till about 13, like Jay said, and then it just started getting crazy difficult. But I don't know. I guess it just gives me something to still reach for. I'm a little concerned I'm not going to be able to do it till they nerf it, and I really hope I can beat it before they nerf it. Whenever that may be. But I don't know. I would say have enjoyment of the game. It's not important for me to enjoy the game. I enjoy it pretty much because of Live Arena at this point. But
Okay.
I just like that it brought something else to another just a carrot that's dangling. I guess I kind of like that. I guess so. It's
Okay.
whatever.
What are the main reasons for playing Faction Wars? I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's the glyphs and the relic material. They're and the champion. Are you guys in disagreement at all, Ken?
Not really, man.
Jay?
Mythical is not worth it. She's bad.
Mythical is not worth it. Okay. I mean, she's a new shiny, but Jay, what about you?
Yeah, primarily just the glyphs and the relics. I only have 2 legendary relics and no mythicals, and then one of those relics was free, which is wand. So I still need lots of relics, man. Screw the mythical. I'll take more relics, please.
Okay, Zero. What about you?
Yeah, it's all about getting those arachnid elixirs.
Yeah, collecting the resources to play other game modes, I think is pretty fair. PJ?
Yeah, glyphs, relics, and the mythical.
Okay, Gessel?
Yeah, I mean, initially I was really going for the mythical, but like when I found out she kind of stinks, and I would imagine she's gonna get buffed because they've buffed
will.
every mythical. Yeah, especially one that eventually people are all gonna get. So I'm not really that concerned about her as much now as the glyphs. I think that's most important, and the frags.
Okay. So I think a pretty fair assessment for everybody is to collect the resources to play the other game modes, which is basically it, right? Especially because I feel like they didn't really there's no point after you 3-star it to go back and try to 3-star it again. Do any of the following reasons stop you from playing hard Faction Wars? It's too difficult. I think it's hands down the number one thing. And everybody's shaking their head here, so I will we'll skip that question for everybody. But do anybody have anything else they want to say? Nope. Okay, so we'll skip that one.
Time.
Takes too much time or energy. Okay, there we go. That's another one. That's pretty fair. How would you rate the difficulty of hard Faction Wars? Faction Wars hard difficulty. I've really thought already we answered this, but we're gonna go ahead and just put too hard. I don't think
Elden
far
Ring.
too hard. What is it?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring?
It's very popular, very hard game. So
Okay. How far does Faction Wars hard difficulty? How fair does hard Faction Wars feel? Not fair at all, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and say unfair. I wouldn't say very unfair, but I would say unfair because the higher end stages, especially having to get you need to level that War Mother, or the biggest pain in the ass stage is going to be don't get a weak hit. So I would say unfair. Are we in agreement, Ken?
I mean, I will say very unfair, but it's your account, so your survey. So
Okay, well, I want this from all of us, so I want to see,
I think the one thing that I would say, and it kind of goes back to what Jay was saying, if you don't have the right champion, like blazing. I swear to God, because I have Marisha and Taras too, and I have Aislinn. So if you don't have that combo for the Banner Lords, it would be like slamming your head against the wall. So I'm
Yeah.
sure
That is
there's a
true.
lot of accounts that are maybe two years old or whatever. They may not have ever pulled a faction unity champion. They might only have one mythical or two mythicals on their account. And that content without those champions seems very, very, very unfair. And I will say, because I have the Orc one, and I have Teox, and I think that's and Aislinn. Yeah, just having those in there, and or having like a mythical or whatever, it just makes it so much easier.
Okay. Hey, big shout out to the Curse One for the raid of 24. Thank you, brother. Make sure you guys are following him over on the Twitch side. Jay, do you think fair or unfair or very unfair?
No, I don't think it's very unfair. It's not impossible, right? It's not like to the point where you're just like, oh, round one, I can't even get through the round. It's usually round two or round three where you're just like, what? Like, what is this mix up? Two things that need to change. Not only I said it earlier, the mythicals and the Unity champions just spamming them, but the Elvas. Can we slow down on Elva and every other passive champ? Like, why?
Hey, just be happy it's not a repo, bro.
Yes, like I would want some more supports. Like, why do I have to fight Kajas and Elvas in every single wave? Like, why?
Okay.
Easy.
Okay. PJ, what about you? Do you think fair or very unfair?
Yeah, I don't know. Tomato, tomato. Probably unfair. People have beaten it and got her, but obviously that's like the top 0.1%. Either one, I'd probably say unfair, but I definitely could see very unfair if you want to argue that as well.
Okay. And then let's find out what Mr. Gessel has to say.
Yeah, I'll say unfair. I think unfair is good because at like points where I felt like high elves, I felt like is unbeatable without Gallither or Fina, and Soul Saint's done it. So shout out to Soul Saint.
I've done it without
So I
Galaxy
would.
and Fino too.
All right, shout out to you too, brother. I am strong. That is, all of them. I'm either like 1 or 2 stars away. That one, I'm at 40. I don't know. I can't get anything. I can't move on that one.
Do you have Ethos?
I do.
That was the key for me was Ethos. I put him
I
in
haven't
my
actually
best
tried
sneaking
him.
gear. I
Oh,
got a
really?
6-star
Good.
crushing rend on him too.
That helps.
I had a 5-star and I think I sold it to get someone else. So
Oh, I bet you regret that now. And
Oh, well.
Zero, I think I asked you, but just
You
to make
did.
sure.
I just have one point that I want to mention, and this is the perfect place to mention it. Is I feel like because they gave us the Great Hall and the affinity bonuses, and those kind of came in after the content was there, so those were kind of like escalating power creep, I guess, on those other areas. And when they gave us Chimera, of course, they didn't give us area bonuses on that at all. So I think this is the first one that they've given us post area bonuses that I feel like they overtuned, knowing Great Hall would be easily accomplished, meaning these things are tuned way above, like you need 500 or 475 accuracy, and they're like, oh, well, they're going to get 800 from this, and they have a 5-star blessing, they're going to get another 80 for this and 80 for this. And I feel like they actually tuned it knowing Great Hall was in the place versus the opposite. So I felt like it was overtuned from the beginning, and they considered that bonus affinity at the start, and that was probably the wrong thing to do. That should be, hey, you can do it without the bonus affinity, and it's a little bit easier if you do get it. And I feel like they didn't do that at all. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I feel like it's, to be honest, like doesn't matter which champion you have. I feel like it's impossible without bonus, faction war bonus. I mean, live arena bonus, like because
Agreed.
even like we all maxed that. I believe like we all maxed that, right?
Yes.
Live arena bonus for the faction war.
Yes.
Even with that, like by the way, guys, like we are saying like unfair with the max in the live arena.
Yeah.
So like I cannot imagine the other way, like without even touching them.
Right.
Yeah, and final thing I'll say to that is I specifically did not put any points into Great Hall at all because those stages 1 through I think 7, I specifically didn't do it because I didn't want to overkill some of that stuff with extra crit damage and speed because, of course, you got to get 3 stars, but you have to complete the things like land 15 stuns or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was afraid that I would overkill with my champions. And then when I hit that first boss and tried to beat it in the first 100 turns, it was impossible. And then I was like, okay, now I guess it's time to do the affinity bonus. As soon as I did the affinity bonus, I went from doing it at 150 down to like 70. And I was like, okay, yeah, you needed that speed, the crit damage, and all that. And so that made me know right then and there that it was impossible to do with your existing champions without the affinity bonus at just at that first boss level. So
Right.
to back up my thoughts on that.
All right. So unfair is going to be a good one. I do want chat here because we're gonna get into this topic in just a minute here. But if you could change one thing about hard faction wars, what would it be, guys? Let us know because I want to see the answer here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same for almost everybody, but let us know what you guys think. So before we get into that question, though, is there anything confusing about hard faction wars? Yes. I'm going to go ahead and say, why the hell do I need to click out of the tab to see if I've completed a certain task or not? I think that's pretty much my biggest gripe. But what do you guys say? Is there anything confusing about the way Hard Faction Wars is set up? Ken?
No.
No? Okay. Maybe it's just me, Jay.
Why did they make the mirror universe's passive so retarded? Like, does anyone play this game? Like, but no, everything else is fine though.
Okay. Zero? No?
You can pass me. Yeah.
PJ? Anything confusing?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think of any of the trials, if there any of those were, or like the challenges.
The
were
bomb one, it was a little bit confusing because they have to die to a bomb.
Yeah. Some of
So
the
it's not
wording
placed-
maybe. Generally, no, it's pretty straightforward because it's the same thing as like normal faction wars. Like if you complete all the normal faction wars and you made it to hard faction wars, you should be pretty progressed into the game.
Okay. Gessel, what about you?
What are you thinking is difficult from it?
So
Knowing-
what's
he doesn't want to click an
confusing?
extra button.
I don't want to click it. Yeah, I really don't want to go into this.
Oh, you don't
and then
like?
I don't want to have
Okay.
to
Like
go
the
into
pause.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
I was saying because you can see it if you pause it, but okay, you don't.
well,
like
yeah,
doing it.
but if I
got
go
you. You would
in
rather
and pause
just-
it,
yeah.
yeah,
I just wanna see
I'd
it on the
rather.
screen here.
I don't want to go in here to have to see it. I would like to just see it here. I think that's fair.
Yeah. I do constantly click it to see if I failed certain missions, like the stupid 75% HP one. God, I'm constantly clicking that.
Yeah,
So I suppose if it was kind of out front, it would be nice, but
but
yeah.
I mean-
Otherwise, I don't think it's confusing. No.
I would also
Sure.
again say that they need to be a little more clear with like the bomb one. Like they have to die to a bomb, not just the bomb itself. It has to explode. There's also a little bit of a trick to that one. If you have Gaius go and then you kill Gaius, if you have bombs on you and they detonate, it actually count towards a kill for you. So, and they don't it doesn't show that kind of stuff. So it's a little complicated, I think, in the way that it's worded. So I would err on the side of caution and say, yes, I feel like there is some confusing things on, especially their wording, right? All right, here we go. The juicy topic. If you could change one thing about hard mode faction wars, what would it be? Let's try to keep the rant short, Zero, but we'll start off with you first.
Yeah, it just needs to be nerfed. I think for the most part, you should be able to do most everything with your existing gear. That's my opinion. Again, I'm coming at it from a late in-game perspective. I shouldn't have to nerf my 5 best champions to spread it across 30 champions just to get this done. So I would just say it just is way too overtuned.
Okay.
Way too overtuned.
Jay, what about you?
I understand the game has to scale, right, in terms of speed, HP. I would probably scale down their defense, probably. Not everybody has multiple cat gazes. I only have one. So, like, I think that's the only problem was because as I was going harder and harder, it's like I don't have 6-star blessings every champion. I don't have multiple cat gazes. I can only reach a certain threshold of damage, even with a full area bonus. So I think they can scale the HP because that makes sense because the character is going up higher level. But man, I was just hitting people for 5-10% of their HP. I'm like, what? This is one round? So I would just reduce that.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
You know, I'm not gonna say like remove the 3-star condition. Instead, I'm gonna say remove the gear cost, gear swap cost, remove the relic swap cost, remove the mastery swap cost, and also remove the freaking relic swap cost, mate. So then we can talk about it.
Okay.
Then I will show you the difficulty, you know? I will use my death dealer on the no weak attack on every single faction, and I will show you the difficulty.
Okay.
I'm telling the rate, by the way, not you, like. don't
No,
get me wrong.
I get I get you, and I think that's
Yeah.
that's pretty legit. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, I like everybody's idea here so far. I think what Jay said, the scaling like at 300 plus with defense and even attack. I mean, I'm getting supports are one-shotting like some of my supports.
Yeah.
It's absurd. So I think what they need to like, and they noticed it in the event dungeon where they had like Volcanos with like, what do you have, like 6,000 defense, he was one shot on everybody. I think they need to take a look at what they did there and apply it to Faction Wars. I think that would probably work well.
Okay.
I think that'd be good.
So far I think difficulty is overtuned, champions are too tanky, damage is too high on supports. And PJ, what about you?
Oh yeah, you guys hit a lot of the really good ones. Kind of just I guess to reiterate what they already mentioned. I kind of like what JR said. Just with the stats. When you're at the highest stages, you need pretty much, if your support needs accuracy and res, you need pretty much like 500 accuracy, 500 res. Then you need them to go fast, so they need to go at least 300 speed, and then they also need to be tanky, so they need HP and defense. Like the stats you need are insane. The other thing, some of the bosses feel really easy, and some of them feel super overtuned. I would say specifically the purple boss is insanely difficult. They really need to re-look at the purple boss. The passive just delete the passive. Passive is terrible, where buffs can change or debuffs can change. And the other thing is like if you have debuffs on and you put another debuff, the other debuffs can still change. Like once they're on them, they shouldn't be able to change back or like to the good buff. So that is terrible design. Also the fake Arzala and that it hits crazy hard. It's insane how hard the Zargala hits. And they don't even show us what champions. They're all fake, like made up champions, the boss minions. They're not real. They're just there to screw us.
Well, they all have a maxed out cat's gaze on them.
It feels like it, yeah. The other thing, yeah, like kind of Gessel said in the beginning, the unities, I don't think they understood how strong a unity is when they are fully like built up and they're like the unity has the factions along with it. So they're all the bonuses, all the passives are working. The Tatsu is what his name is? The Shadowkin one is insanely strong. You take turns and then he just cuts in, he destroys you. So yeah, going in and maybe tweaking some of those. I don't know how you're gonna put that into one, but all of that, yeah, I think needs to be looked at.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, you know how like when people who get access to the test server and they, like Bronco, for example, and he can say, oh, I could put the 6-star blessing on Titus and put all this crazy gear. I feel like they do a similar thing for the testing company or the people that are testing this. And they throw them and they're like, okay, here you have access to all the champions. They all have 6-star blessings. They all have the best gear. Now go test this stuff. And they went through this and was like, oh, yeah, this is easy. We could easily get all the stars. No big deal. And it's like in reality, you're lucky if one faction has a 5-star blessing and one of the void champions that you might need to do some sort of content. So I feel like they didn't really tests the reality of what our accounts are compared to how difficult it's been tuned to. I felt like
Also-
they just gave them a la carte. Go ahead.
Really quickly to go off of that. Yeah, I feel like if you don't have a mythical or a unity for a faction, you're pretty much screwed. Like you have to have at least a unity or a mythical, if not both, to complete these or to get through.
And the only thing I will add to all of this is that the trials really are challenging, especially for like don't land the weak hits, or there was one that I spent like having to kill them with certain debuffs. You have to have 10 debuffs, right? The trials are
Yeah.
way too
10
hard.
buff.
10 buffs, 10 debuffs. Yeah, I was like, that was pretty challenging. For this part here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
go.
then I was just going to say, Nas Gaming in chat just made a good point. It shouldn't be too easy, though. This is the newest and latest content. And he's 100% right, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a difference, though, in too easy and impossible.
Fair point. All right. So for this one, just give me a thumbs up if you agree or thumbs down if you disagree. But rating the difficulty for each faction, Skinwalkers. I want to say I
Is
think
this
that one was
personal appearance,
Very easy.
personal, or this like,
Personal.
What do you think of the community?
well for you guys personal. Based on what you have as an account, because I think between all of us together, we could get a pretty easy figure of for player base that is there. But I
'Cause I
think
think Lizardman's super easy, but for some people it's hard because they don't have Teox.
true, I don't have a Teox, but I did have a Chagor and I did have a Rosin, and I used both of them, to be quite honest.
Okay, we'll get there.
So let's start off with Skinwalkers. Skinwalkers, I think, was pretty fair to say that it was easy because
Marius,
a lot
man.
of us have Marius, right? So you guys agree Marius made it pretty easy. I think chat would agree with us. Demon Spawn, I think
Easy.
Carnage made it pretty
Yeah.
easy.
Lamasu.
Lamasu, true, right? I think that was pretty fair. Orgrimmar Tribe, I think that was hard as hell. So
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm gonna go with very hard on that one. You guys agree?
Like I have a Grazur Gizmak, and even with them it was hard to do.
Yeah.
I have Gizmac too, and I can't get it. I can't get shit done. Ridiculous.
I think High Elves was pretty average.
hard.
It's got
No.
That's hard.
I have
Hard.
Wallmaster, and I can't do shit. And I think didn't you say ILs is your
I think
hardest?
it's my hardest. Yeah, it's the one
Very
I'm
hard.
I think
worst in.
harder than Ogre Tribe.
I don't know what
I
you're
think it's the hardest
using,
one.
Okay.
Blazing.
I-
Who do you have? Do you have Fina? Or
No,
whatever
I
it
don't
is?
have Fina. So for
Yeah,
mine
who'd you
on
use, bro?
for mine on my High
Oh.
Elves, yeah, let me.
I mean, at least
They're
on
all
the
probably
Ogre
fully
Tribe,
awakened.
at least on the
No,
Ogre Tribe, we have a
no.
champion. I mean,
So I used
depends on the account obviously, but
Okay,
in the High Elf, we
Ethos.
don't really have a champion. Like
No,
it's
they're not
very
all
bad
fully
faction.
awakened, as they're all fully awakened.
that they're not all fully awakened. But Ethos again was pretty clutch coming into it. I used Tatura for the block. I used Lenotharl. I did use Tyrell a couple of times, and I used Wallmaster. I mean, it's not like I don't have Fina. I don't have a crazy nuka. Like I said, Ethos. I even, in some cases, used Supreme Elhain because I could not use any sort of, other nuka because it was like a weak hit. But like you'll see here, like some of these champions, like I said, it's not Skoramis got used pretty good or pretty well on
He's
it.
very good.
I even on the last stage I brought in Reliquary Tender because I needed another support, and Arbiter was just not cutting it for me. So it can be done. Maybe I should do a guide on it. But okay.
You definitely need to. Yeah.
I'm struggling.
High Elves, okay, hard, very hard. We'll
Maybe
give
we
it
meet
at
in the
that.
middle and say hard or something like that. But
I think hard would be a fair choice.
yeah.
All right, dwarves. Dwarves. Again, I have
Average.
Crizia. I didn't think it was hard. You have Brogni. You have. I mean, a lot of us were able to get Tormund. So I think I agree
Folin.
with Ken. I think Folin. I think average would be fair for dwarves, especially if you had. I mean, Trunda wasn't even OP in that
Struggling.
content either,
I'm
right?
struggling without Trunda, I'm gonna be honest. The
Same
Foul
here.
Beard I thought would help me. Maybe I need to gear him better, but
I will tell you, Melga on mine was a must build, right? I did
Okay,
use
I need to go her out.
Melga on my dwarves. I do have Floney the Machinist, but for a lot of the content, he wasn't really useful. Brogni and Melga really came in strong. At least for me. At least for me. So, average, you guys all agree for dwarves? Orcs, I think the
Hard.
more
Hard.
the more
Hard, bro.
challenging part about this one was that it required the trials, right? And I think that was pretty much it, is where the trials, because the content itself, we
That's
could just
Dark
blow right
Elves.
past it. Oh, sorry. The content, I mean, you could sear that wave, right? You could sear almost everything. But it was just the trials themselves were pretty difficult. Moving on to Dark Elves. Dark Elves, I'm gonna go ahead and say very freaking hard, man.
Easy, bro. Easy, bro.
With what?
Seriously, yeah.
With what? Dark
I
Elves
mean,
is
I use
open right now, and
Bro, we have a
have-
Mitrella there.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, especially stage 21 boss, all about the poison, you can clean, you know. And I used the Mitrella, Lydia. Oh, we also have a Lydia there. I forget that. I used the Blancyr, and Ruel was my nuker, and the last champion, V6, bro. I used that, like that one comp, and like I even farmed like stage 21 hard boss without regear them, like without using my equipment
Ow.
gear, like.
I
really
mean,
easy, to be honest.
for me, this guy came in clutch. Dandrel,
He's a good nuker. Mhm.
Oh, dude, he smacks.
Yeah.
But it's just like they all felt too weak. But I guess maybe more for me, it was more about the trials that were too hard. Okay. So Ken says easy. I say hard. Jay, what about you?
They have really good champs, like even Sylar, of course, Lydia, Mithrala. They have good champs, and I'm one of the few people who have the mythical champion, so it wasn't that bad. I'm almost beating that stage 14. Like I said, most of my factions are stuck there. I almost can beat that fucking stupid boss. It's just I end up dying. But yeah, it's not that hard. It's I would say probably average actually.
Okay. All right. So I think based on Jay, I kind of feel like that's kind of the middle. So would you guys all agree on average? 0?
Yeah.
On what, Dark Elves? Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll say average.
Okay.
I feel like I need to
Barbarians.
build out some of those champions y'all are showing.
Barbarians, I think, was very easy. If
No,
you
easy,
have
just go
Armands. Ken's like,
Yeah.
no, just go easy. But I think
I mean,
other than the
I also have
don't
Freya,
weaken-
and the people without Freya said like it's not that easy. Like I agree with you. It was very easy for me.
yeah.
But without Freya, I think the boss, which is the CC boss, it can be difficult actually. But yeah, Arma's alone going to make it like easy.
Yeah, I brought in, I mean, granted, I have a Laz, but even on the stages that I could not use a Laz, I think it was still easy because I could bring in my Silver Drakes to keep me alive. I brought in 2 Hadarok. So I think, yeah, I think it's pretty fair to say that this was easy. Sylvan Watchers, I'm going to go ahead and say it was hard, man, because they're lacking a nuker. Does anybody
They're
disagree?
lacking-
Allele, bro. Allele.
Yeah, they're lacking.
A little,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're
Allele.
Allele.
Can I say something?
Yep.
That's what I use.
I actually pulled one Void Legendary champion there recently. Aratheri, or what was her name? She's a brand name, Void Lego. If you
Or
can show
Sylvan
it.
Watcher?
Aratheri. Yes,
From
Sylvan
Sylvan
Watcher.
Watcher?
Flower girl. The purple
Yeah, the
flower.
lady. Yeah.
That-
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Arathei. Yeah. I build her.
Yeah, what?
I didn't give them masteries, but I 6-star her, awaken her. I give her plus 15 cat case. And I build her first, you know. Then after that, I build Östrit with the leftover gear from her. Östrit hitting harder than her dude without cat case. I swear to God, she's hitting harder than this lady.
Hold on here. You're free to play and you got a level 15 Cat's case?
Yes.
Why? I'm
Yes.
paid to win and I don't have one.
Get
You're
good.
just lazy, man. Just craft it.
Yeah, just craft it.
I beat that 3-star, by the way, but it was still quite a difficult. I have a pretty much have every single champion there. I have a Alva, I have a Padre. You know, I pulled a Kledi as well. I didn't build her for this content, but it was difficult. But I beat it. I would like to say between hard and average.
Okay. Zero. Do you agree with hard?
I would say hard. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else disagree with hard? Nope. All right. Shadowkin. Shadowkin, I think, was average. The more difficulty thing that we had here was probably the reviver because it's only Kanagashi.
Yeah.
I think it's hard.
You think it's hard? Okay. I mean,
I'm
Lady
struggling
Mikage-
with
Mikage.
Shadow Clan Boss.
Okay.
I don't have Harima or Mishinaki and like no good supports.
Okay.
Yes,
Besides the
yes.
epic.
No Riho. No Riho is
No
very hard
Riho,
on the boss.
Yeah. Okay.
6-star
All right.
ninja make huge difference too, if you guys have it.
I mean, I have my Toshio, so that definitely, I mean, for me, felt very easy. But again, realizing that a lot of us don't have those particular champions, so hard it
You need a
is.
bit
I
of
think-
support.
To those lower factions, for me personally, dwarves, Shadowkin, and Sylvan Watchers are like the worst. But I also think that they're also, because they're the oldest ones or whatever, the newest ones, especially Sylvan Watchers, they just don't have what they need, and they keep giving us, 15 different revivers and Sacred Order and Bannerlords and all this stuff, and it's like, yeah,
Okay.
Shadowkin is Kanagashi in Epic, and you're trying to bring an Epic to a fight that, mythicals die in one shot. You know what I mean? It's so
Right.
silly.
All right, moving on to Bannerlords. I think Bannerlords, I'm gonna say, is average. It's not like
I swear to God, if you say easy, I swear to God.
Hard.
well,
It's easy
okay.
with Mariska
Hold on,
Cross.
hold on.
Yeah.
It was easy for me because I got double Taurus Marichka.
Definitely easy for me
Aceland.
too.
So that was easy for me, but I realized that not every account has that. And so I would say average because you can definitely get some solid teams. I mean, I was using my Stagnite in on a lot of these. Rhonda comes in pretty clutch on some of these stages, right? So I would say average. Do I get
Very
any
hard.
disagreement? Very hard from
Yes,
Ken.
Very
hard.
Very hard.
Like, if you don't have a Taras Marichka, I mean, if you don't have a Marichka, like, it's very hard.
Okay. I mean, I use Kaja more often than Marichka, to be quite honest.
If I didn't have
But-
Androck, I don't think I could be in it.
Okay. All right. Gestel, hard or average? What do you think?
I mean, it depends, right? I had Tarichka super easy, so but if you don't, I would say it's got to be pretty difficult.
Okay. All right.
So,
So
maybe average. I don't know. Maybe hard.
I will give it as hard. Maybe again, I've got too many specific champions for that faction, so it's definitely made it easier for me. Lizardman, I think Ken brought up a great point. Like if you don't have specific champions for this one, especially like a Kresk or another really solid nuker, Teox, it is very,
There's no nuker there,
very
man.
hard. And again, if I
For
if
me,
I-
it was very, very easy. Like, I have a lots of great champion there. Like, I have a Sufrian, I have a Chris, I have a Phytion, I have a Teok, I have a two Teoks,
Oh,
I have a
very hard.
I mean, I
have a Fidi.
Yeah.
Like,
So good.
I myself didn't have a lot of issues with it, but I can see, if I didn't have the Kresk, if I didn't have the Chagor, the really good supports, this is definitely, I mean, Rosin did get some play in it, I'm not going to lie, but it is definitely very, very hard. So I will
do
agree
you have a
with
6-star on the
that.
horizon?
Oh
My,
yeah.
my 6-star on what?
Do you have a 6-star on the horizon?
No, I have a 6-star on my Chagor.
Okay.
Chagor just destroyed that whole thing. It's like you want to take a turn. Here's some poisons. Oop, sorry, one-shotted you.
Yeah,
but
and Soul Saint made a good point. I was thinking the same thing, Ramontu, and I actually had to rebuild my Ramontu to a control
yeah,
Ramontu, and he does help out tremendously, especially on the stages where you have to
Jingwan.
block out what's her face? Oella, because she'll
Yeah.
put up the buff. The one where you can't have the buff, you have to block her passive right out the rip. But I will say, and maybe this kind of applies to all this, where Ramontu everybody can earn, and if you're doing Faction Wars Hard, you pretty much have to have Ramontu.
right.
Meaning your account needs to kind of do that if you really want to compete in Faction Wars Hard, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I
but
think
what I was-
Dakos
but what I
makes a
was-
good point here. If Ramontu was only easy to get, because I think a lot of accounts got Marius
Right.
before they got Ramontu. So
Well, that's even crazier. Yeah. But what I think is like the Lizardman ends up being a little bit easier when you get those different champions, but they still have the same content that spreads across. Like you said, they aren't really original. They're kind of copying and pasting it.
Right.
And those factions that don't have a Ramontu in it are too hard.
I'm gonna go.
is good too if you need damage.
That is true.
Yeah.
Sacred Order. I think that was average. I mean, we got Ludix Artur. That was a reviver. I
Noel
don't think.
was
Yeah.
Noel,
Noel.
Santa made it super easy, just unkillable on the entire time up.
Right. I think the more difficult one for that one for me was I had to get the 10 debuffs up before I kill somebody. That one was pretty challenging. But I think everybody's in an agreement here that it was pretty average for that one. Undead Horde, man,
Easy.
fuck you.
Well, and I say easy because
That
that
was
because of
fast.
Fabian. Fabian makes a lot of that stuff
That
really
that
easy.
is true.
We still need a Sifi too.
You
I mean,
do
if you're
need
gonna say
Sifi.
Armand's makes barbarians easy, you got to say Fabian helps.
I mean, I also add
I-
like you need a Freya there, so.
I
for the
don't
middle people.
think I would say easy. I would say average because it really does
Average.
kind of lack a lot of solid nukers. Like, yeah, you have Rotos, but it takes for freaking ever to try to get him ramping and going to get the
Oh, I
boss
use-
going, right?
I used Calamitus bro, like he was, oh my god,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
good
yeah,
there, man.
yeah. Let me just pull a Calamitous right out of my ass.
I know.
That'd be
And
pretty
then-
impressive.
And then last but not least, Night Revenant. Now, Night Revenant has a lot of solid
Easy.
champions. And I think this
Easy,
one
let's
I
say.
would say is easy, more because most of us should
Ancora.
by now have, Ancora
And
and
Embrace.
Empress if you need a nuker.
Embrace.
So I think that one was pretty fair. All right. So live arena. Here we go, guys. Let's get into
Can I
this
just make
topic.
One
Go
more
ahead.
little final thought. I do think it's ridiculous that you really to make some of these easier, you have to have that faction unity champion, just like Final Kenpachi says. And I
Yeah.
think it's ridiculous that those champions are never in the pool unless Plarium lets them be in the pool. So it's not like, hey, I'm going to pull my 3 voids today as my daily whatever, and I can pull this faction unity champion. It's not a thing that happens well. They're not voids, but you get my point. What I'm trying
Right.
to say.
Right.
So I think it is absurd that those aren't always in the pool to be pulled, and you really need them for this content.
Yeah. All right. So let's go through Live Arena. Overall, how would you rate Live Arena? I think I enjoy it when I have the time to play it. So I wouldn't say it's bad. I wouldn't say neutral. I'd say it's good. It definitely needs a lot more improvements. What do you guys think? Good? Yes or no? Or would you go higher or lower? I think good.
We need
Everybody-
Godzilla here.
Bob
Good.
did show up
Yeah,
a
good.
little bit here, but yes, I think good is a
Yeah.
fair estimate here. How important is Live Arena to your enjoyment of the game? Honestly, it's not like I rush home every day to do it. So for me, it's not really an important feature. I enjoy playing it, but I think it's pretty fair to say that it's not the one thing that attracts me.
I really like, to be honest.
Yeah,
really
like I
agree.
said, I enjoy it, and when I have the time to do it, I do it. But it's not like, okay, I got to get my Live Arena, first thing every day. Like I think there's other things that I would rather do. At least for me, I like Centranos more, but that's just me. But I think a lot of you guys would say, like I know Gestel and Ken, it's definitely one of the things that attracts you. So you know what? I'll go slightly important just because, again, when I do have the time, I do want to play that and prioritize that because it does take time. What are the main reasons you play Live Arena? Honestly,
That's
it
having
is.
fun.
I will say it's just kind of having fun. Everything else, like after you get it the
Bonus.
first time, it is just a bonus. It is just there.
I think the crafting materials is important too, right? Now that there's
That's true.
the relics and stuff, I think there's 3 up from the bottom.
Is this season or not season?
Well, it doesn't specify, but I would say just in general, right? So, although you're right, it doesn't specify as a season. So, Let's put that as
It's the
other
third one
and
up
put
from the top. Or,
farming
either way,
specific gear sets and crafting materials.
crafting materials.
Yeah, okay. So we'll do that, right? We'll do. I think that's pretty fair to say.
Because it also is that stone skin gear, the 2 new
Right,
gears that's
right.
added, which I don't use yet. Are y'all
You
using
just
that
put
stuff?
R.
Do
R.
what? Do any of the following reasons stop you from playing live arena? It takes too long. The time frames I think is hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard. I mean, for a lot of accounts, like if you go up against accounts like, some of ours, if you're, just starting off or whatever, like, yeah, that's definitely, it's too difficult. I think, I don't think there's anything else I would say. I mean, I think the time factor is the biggest thing. Would you, Darn's like, yes to all, forget it. I don't like it. Focus on other game modes instead. Like I said, I think it's not a bad. Other than that, I would say any disagreements is just saying that the biggest downside to it is it takes too much time. Cad,
Not really.
Jay,
Matchmaking maybe a little bit better matchmaking.
okay, matchmaking.
Yeah, I think they still need to fine tune the win loss and the points.
It's so
scaling for that.
funny. Do y'all? Let me ask Gestel, just because you're at that top end, and I'm sure Ken has an answer on this too. But do y'all go through streaks where it's like you'll just get slaughtered several times in a row, and then all of a sudden you get thrown so many, like you're slaughtering other people? Like I feel
Yep.
like they swing me so high. It's like the highs and lows to keep me as close to 50 as possible. I feel like
Yeah.
y'all have better win rates though than I do, so I'm just curious.
But I know what you're saying, yeah, essentially.
I
Do y'all still
definitely.
experience that? I guess with a higher win rate.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, moving on to the difficulty of live arena. I'm gonna answer this one on the majority of the player base. I'm gonna say it's too hard, and mostly because the matchmaking sucks. Right? Do we all agree? Yes? No? I know Ken's like, yeah, I got 1,000 resistance CFE, so it's not bad for me. You can't land any of your bombs, but I think the matchmaking is what makes it.
Hold on, I'm
more
a go
difficult.
second team. I'm getting the bomb for my city 300 speed.
Yeah, your CFE is getting the bomb if they can land it with the 1,000 resistance. Although, actually, because the next question answers it, does live arena feel fair? Right?
I'm
I
gonna
think,
be honest and say unfair.
yeah.
And the reason why I say that is the mechanics are solid, right? Like if let's just say it's a normal level playing field, right? If we both have an Armands and we both have a Fabian or whatever, we both have an opportunity to first pick it or whatever. Like I first picked Marius because I don't want Marius getting used against me, and he's just a super powerful game. Everybody has access to Marius, and that's one of those reasons. I don't know. I feel like when you start getting into the areas of, Sify, one of the most OP support champions, you don't have her on the account, you have no way to block her, and you're facing her a lot.
Yeah.
So that part I feel feels a little bit unfair.
okay.
I don't know if y'all agree with me or not.
I think the unfair is pretty solid. Again, for me, it's based more on the matchmaking. But Gestel, Ken, I'm gonna lead to you guys for this more. You think it's unfair or
Neither.
yeah,
I'm going to say neither.
neither fair or unfair? Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Gestel?
I think it's as fair as it can be in a gotcha game, I guess. So yeah, I guess neither fair or unfair. I don't really like. How could it be fair when someone could put down $1 million and have the best
Yeah,
account in the
exactly.
game, right? Like, can
that's
it
a
really
valid
be
point.
fair?
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Is there anything confusing about live arena? I don't think so. It's pretty straightforward. It's just classic arena repeated, just real live action. In your opinion, is live arena getting better, worse, or staying the same? I will say,
Getting worse.
you think it's getting worse?
The latest changes they make on the matchmaking changes, also the point system, it's punishing us. Like, I
Okay.
don't like last season of the live arena. First 2 seasons was better. I reached the 1320, which is the last milestone reward, in 2 weeks on the first 2 seasons. Last season, it took me 3 weeks because of that.
Okay. Chat, what about you guys? Would you agree that it's getting slightly worse, or would you say it's getting much worse? Which one would you guys vote for? Slightly worse or much worse? Gessel?
I would say slightly worse.
Okay.
As Ken just said, I think the matchmaking. I probably play in a better time slot than Ken does, so like I feel like the matchmaking is not that bad. But I think the point system is I think that was definitely worse. That was definitely worse.
Okay.
I think they should have kept it the same. Maybe they could adjust it a little bit, but I think they did way too much. They did way too
Okay.
much.
Anybody else disagree with slightly worse? Jay, Zero, PJ?
The only thing I'll say is them increasing the time that we have available to do it, I felt was better.
Okay.
But I wouldn't change this for that.
Okay. If you could change one thing in live arena, what would it be? I would say the matchmaking and the point system. Pretty fair.
Delete
Any change?
Armas.
Delete Armans. Delete Fabian, bro. I don't
No,
ban.
man, Armas, dude.
I don't ban Armands. I ban Fabian because Fabian is just so much more of a pain in the ass. At least for me. So okay. Let's see. Whoop. Sorry.
I feel like they're in the right direction, but with the elo system or like the kind of elo system, but they need to work on it more.
Right.
Because Entropy just beat Crypto the other day, and he got 9, and Crypto lost 3. Like, if you beat the number 1 person, you should be getting way more than just like winning 9.
Exactly.
How do you find the matchmaking in live arena? Bad or very bad? Bad.
Bad.
Chat, you guys all agree with bad, I think. How does the experience with live arena matchmaking system compare to the previous one from the current one? Is it better or is it worse? Honestly,
a little better.
I think it's slightly better.
For me, it's worse.
For you, it's that's because you play so much. For the average player, I think it's not as bad because we're not, spending 3 hours doing live arena. And I've
That's
seen you.
content, bro.
Okay, so I'll say I think the experience is slightly better than what it was before. To what extent do you agree with this statement? Matchmaking in live arena has become more fair and balanced. I strongly disagree. Anyone else have any different thoughts?
That's
You say disagree or agree?
Sorry. Strongly disagree. Sorry. I think it's it hasn't really become more fair, right? Because you still can skew based on when you start. If you wait a week or two, you can get easier match on the opponent's side. Anyone else disagree? Nope. Everybody's shaking their heads no. Okay. How would you rate live arena milestone rewards? Honestly,
Good.
You think good?
I mean, there is 100 mythical, man.
Yeah, you get a game.
It's
I
not.
think it's
It's,
on the
it's
mythical
not,
on the Chimera
it's not
trial.
asking.
Yeah.
So it's the milestone rewards. It's not asking for the arena season, but
seasonal.
I would say I'm kind of neutral on
Oh.
that because the rewards aren't. They're kind of gone after that.
True. Yeah.
If we're just talking about those, how would you rate the live arena seasonal chess rewards?
Very
I
bad.
mean, yeah.
You think-
Go ahead, Zero.
I said good. I mean, you get a mythical thing if you can do
No,
it.
they're talking about the chest.
No, they're
the
talking about
chest.
chest.
So
Oh,
like
the crappy
thing.
little. I don't even
Yeah.
open those. Is
Yeah,
that
you have to
okay?
do
I mean,
extra
the-
work for those.
The only thing I will say is that you get the legendary book once a month. So I will say bad. I won't say
Bro,
very
that
bad.
legendary book is very low chance.
It's a mythical.
Well, yeah. All right. Very bad it is. All right. Let's move on to how would you rate the overall Chimera Clan Boss? Oh, God. And we're only a third of the way through this, apparently. Good, neutral, bad, very bad. Honestly, I think with the recent change, I think it's made it a lot more challenging. So I'm gonna go ahead and say like teams that, I mean, I know that I Am Roblox really got pissed off with the current change because the Lion form was just nuking him. I didn't really notice any difference on the Ram form, but I would say, guys, I think bad is pretty fair.
I'm gonna say good.
Good. Okay.
Well, I think the new changes. I got a rant video going out today.
Okay.
On the changes, I think they're bad. I think the regular form hits harder, and
the regular form
Ram,
did seem to mess me up a lot.
I mean,
but they didn't do anything.
I never lost Elva, and Elva's getting dropped by like turn 50 now. And I just got the 3-star blessing on her. I know. But that extra 600 defense is, oh, surely this is enough to keep her, that little bit to take it over 4,000 and be enough to keep her alive. No, she's getting dropped still, and it's ridiculous.
All right.
So,
how about
I thought the Ram changes were good.
I mean,
see, I don't see a difference. I'm getting smoked with my max HP hitters. And I don't know, what's her face isn't, Lydia's not putting out the fear like she should, but
yeah. All right. So
I
how
felt
about
like it was a worse change.
How about neutral? I mean, it's kind of like here or there. I really would say more bad than anything else. But what do you guys think? Neutral? Would you go with neutral or bad? Eddie, thumbs up for neutral, thumbs down for bad. Neutral. Okay. All right. So we'll go with neutral. How important is Chimera Clan Boss to your enjoyment of the game? Absolutely not. This feature is not important to me at all. I am there just for the rewards. I do not log into doing the Chimera Clan Boss. What about you guys? Pretty.
Reward need to be better too, man. Come on, man. Like 2-star basalt from Ultra Nightmare difficulty. Is that a joke, dude?
Fair. Where are your main resources for playing Chimera? What are your main reasons for playing Chimera Boss? It's not quick and easy.
Chimera. Sorry, to talk about your one earlier.
You do?
Yeah.
Over Hydra?
I do like a different. Nowadays, yeah. Fuck Hydra.
Oh, I like it better than Hydra.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely better than Hydra.
I'm building different teams like every week to get like the
Hydra,
most difficult trials I can get and stuff.
They killed Hydra, dude.
Yeah, I think they
Hydra's
killed Hydra too.
They killed the fun.
All right.
All they needed to do on Hydra was cut it to 1,000 turns, and we'd have been fine. All the other changes stink.
All right, so I'll go. It's a slightly important feature, more because of the rewards. What are your main reasons for playing Chimera? Honestly, it's the relics.
Rewards. Yeah.
Yeah. And
completed daily victim monthly quest. Oh my god.
I don't know. Collecting resources that needed to play other game modes. That's I think that's pretty fair.
Number 2 is valuable rewards.
Earning valuable rewards. Okay. That's much fair. So yeah, I think that's pretty fair for that one. Moving on.
I think you do need to put the other game modes too, because let's be real. Some of the like Fashion Wars Hard, it's impossible to do without relics and stuff, right? So.
Fair point. Okay. Do any of the following reasons stop you from playing the Chimera Boss? Oh shit. I forget about it and don't think to play it. I mean, there's definitely times where that's happened closer to the beginning. I focus on other game modes instead. I do that. It's too difficult. The champions aren't strong enough. I don't understand how it works. It takes too much time and energy. The rewards aren't worth the effort. I definitely think that's true. I don't enjoy it, and I don't have the right champions for it. Anything else that you guys would want to put in? Ken?
Not really.
Zero?
I think because of the way the trials are, and I know they're trying to make some changes to it, but when they first released it, it was impossible to get all of them, right? I think that Chimera would be better suited to have 6 champions instead of 5 like Hydra does. I think that extra flex spot would help Chimera, like the fun and trying to get the trials and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's definitely can help a lot.
I think that's how, because again, we went from Hydra and having 3 teams of 6 champions to 18 champions. to this, and it's like, oh, well, you only get these 5, and you have to take these certain 5s if you have them to be able to get through the thing, and then from there, you're lucky if you squeeze out a couple trials. And again, I
Right.
just kind of I want to get it done and be done with it. PJ, I don't know, you try to squeak out more with your 5 slots. Would you find more enjoyment if you had a 6th slot to be a little more flexible with that stuff?
It'd be interesting. It definitely would make things a lot easier if we had 6 trials. I'm not or 6 spots.
Champion.
Oh yeah, 6 champion, 6 spots open. Maybe it would be interesting. I think it would change the dynamic. I think a lot.
Right.
Also,
Huh.
where is live in the bonuses, man? They said like it's not coming this year. Like, why? I asked them very simple question when they said that. Why?
Well, Cad,
No reply.
they
Where is the Live Arena bonus?
overtuned hard mode faction wars. What do you think they would have done with this?
I mean, at least we already like fighting and we thought live arena bonus. It's going to be
Right.
easier eventually.
Right.
Yeah, I think too, and I've said it in previous shows, but you build certain champions, like say for Hydra, and like, oh, my Krisk or whatever only needs to get this much accuracy and resistance because I got him built for Hydra. We're good to go. And then they release Chimera, and now you need to completely change the gear. And it makes, when you buff his gear up for Chimera, it makes it irrelevant for Hydra, in my opinion, or overkill
Right.
in Hydra. That's the part that's frustrating to me. It's like all the other areas of the game offers these area bonuses, but if you want these 5 champions to do Chimera, then it's overkill everywhere else, and that part's silly to me.
Let's move on to how would you rate the difficulty of Chimera Boss? I'm gonna go ahead and say it's too hard. And mostly because you're trying to complete trials and keep your champions alive. And especially this last one, like it just messed me up with the lion form. Any disagreements on too hard? Nope. Okay. How fair does Chimera Clan Boss feel? Again, I think fair would be giving him too much credit. Neither fair, unfair. Again, same thing. I would definitely say unfair, mostly because, again, the having to do the trials and require the, not having that 6th spot, like you guys were saying, is definitely pretty challenging. So are we going to go with unfair or very unfair? Anybody have any disagreements? Unfair. Unfair? Okay. Is there anything confusing about the Chimera Clan Boss? I don't think so. I think
there are. Trials some of the trials don't make sense.
Okay. All right. So a fair point with that.
Like an example of that, I was doing the unkillable one that you need to do either block damage or unkillable. You have to receive damage. And I had unkillable up with no shield, and my champions were full health, and I was getting hit, and it wasn't counting for damage. You have to have your champions at 0 health or 1 health, and then get the overkill damage from the unkillable for it to count.
Gotcha.
And it just says take damage while having unkillable.
Okay. In your opinion, is the Chimera Clan Boss getting better, worse, or staying the same? I think this last patch made it worse. So I would say it's getting slightly worse. Or chat, would you use slightly worse or much worse? What do you guys think, chat?
I disagree. The latest patch definitely make it way easier for me.
Okay.
It's a little better. But I know the lion form is really giving people trouble now.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. I can also complete the shield trial now with shield.
Really?
So it's overall a bit easier.
Yeah. Shield.
Okay. So I feel slightly worse.
I feel like worse. Yeah, and like I said, Ram still kills the shit out of me. Lion now starts killing me, and then as soon as he swaps out a lion into his normal form, he's smoking me. I don't know what he's hitting with, but it right out the rip.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
Whereas the only thing I ever had to worry about before was making sure you manual before you get to the poison, right? And Ram still messed me up, but I could bounce back from that. And now I feel like I'm getting smacked around.
Yeah. Jay, you're being kind of quiet over there. What do you think? Slightly worse?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like everything is slowly, slightly getting worse, which is not a good thing. But yeah, I mean, it does feel like a little bit, but not too much for me. But.
Okay. If you could change one thing about the Chimera Clan Boss, what would it be? I think we're all in agreement. Add the 6th slot for team composition. Anything
Live arena
else?
bonus.
Live arena bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Remove the ram passive.
Remove ram passive. Okay. Pretty solid suggestions. Let's move on to the next one. Overall, how would you rate the Chimera trials? Bad.
Very bad.
Because some
Yeah,
of
bad or
actually
very
you're right, very bad. And this one I think is pretty fair to say because some of them are just too challenging. And you need to again, not having that extra composition or that extra champion. You know, if you don't have a Galeth here, go take a long walk off a short pier, as they say. So I think we're all in agreement with that one. How important are Chimera trials to your enjoyment of the game? Honestly, not at all. Anybody disagree?
To me, it's very important. I like
To you,
them.
it's very important. Okay. Would you
I mean,
rather?
if you
would
want a
If you want good mythical, if you want good relics,
okay. I mean, let's talk maybe more on. Would you rather put more damage out, or would you rather do more trials?
tries.
once I'm one keying, I'd rather do trials.
Okay. All right. So slightly important feature because of the relics then. I think fair, or should we move it up to moderate important because of the because of the trial, because of the relic features? And again, I say the relics because that's really the only extra thing that we're getting out of that is the relics. And it's not like we can craft, even if you do Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, it's not like you're going to be able to craft anything crazy. You're probably going to get yourself a Journal of Necrotos if you're lucky, right? So you're getting a check-in. So slightly important. Any disagreements? Nope.
It's fine.
All right. What are your main reasons for playing Chimera Trials? Let's see. Just having fun, testing raid, quick and easy to complete, collecting the resources I need to play other game modes, earning valuable rewards. I think anything else? I don't see anything else because clan versus clan tournaments kind of suck. Competing in daily, weekly, monthly quests, absolutely not. Anything else you guys would want to add here? Nope. Okay, we're moving on. Do any of the following reasons stop you from playing Chimera Trials? I would say the only thing, it's too difficult. My champions aren't strong enough, or I don't have the right champions. I think that's probably two of the ones. Any disagreements there? The rewards are definitely not worth it.
Totally.
I do not enjoy it because it's really not, well, that's not fair to put in. It's not, the game mode itself is not something that I enjoyed to do too much. Does it take too long? I mean, just as about as everything else. Anything else you guys want to add? Nope.
Can we get instant battle?
I think that would be what we'll add down at the end. How would you rate the difficulty of the Chimera Trials? Too
So hard.
fucking hard. Anybody disagree?
I think that says far too hard. I don't see the other F word.
Well, I just replaced it. How does Chimera Trials feel? Very unfair, unfair. I'm going to go with very unfair because there's so many to compete or to complete and are locked behind specific champions. And mostly they're locked behind mythical champions, right? Because I haven't seen like a single legendary team that will do a lot of trials. Maybe like 10, I think is max, but you really need
Can I
those
say
mythical
something?
champions. Yep.
It's very unfair because like it's you not only looking behind of the missing couple of the champion, you know, like maybe you can find their alternative build the comp and you can finally start using your team. It's changing every week, man. Is that every week or every month?
Every week.
Every week.
it
Every week,
changes.
right? So you like the team you are using not gonna work on the next week. You need to build another team for the tries because tries reward going to be changed. And you need to
Right.
hunt the best reward. It's so stupid in my opinion. I'm not even doing that. I just have a one team. I'm using that every week.
Chat, I want to hear from you guys in just a second here. If you could change anything, one thing about the Chimera trials, what would it be? Give us some ideas here. As for, is Chimera trials getting better or worse? I know they tried to do some slight improvements. Honestly, I really haven't reworked my team to do any of those. I think it's pretty much been the same. It's pretty much been shit. So I don't know. I would say it's getting slightly worse. What do you guys think? Anybody disagree? Nope.
I think
Okay.
it's all right.
All right. You think it's all right?
I mean, they made some of them a little bit easier. Like they lowered like the damage you needed or like the damage you received for a few of them.
I think like the Ram form is pretty challenging, even though they added that, doesn't reflect if you have a true fear, but then that forces you to have to put Lydia in, which means what are you going to take out and what other try you're going to lose, right?
Should have Lydia in there before.
I was using Riho.
Mistake number one.
Well, I was using Riho, and I was also using what's his name? Actually, Riho is not a mistake because Riho brings the decreased crit damage or crit rate, so it makes it a little, less nukeable. If you could change one thing about Chimera trials, what would it be? I think make them more achievable. Anybody disagree? Make them let's see, does chat
It's probably like
Well, I think
swap
if you
like a
added that,
buff or debuff around would
Yeah.
that could just make it a little bit more attainable. Like some of the ones are just so random and there's so few champs like increased resist, decreased
Yeah.
resist. There's so few champs that have that and you get so locked in if you want to try to get those trials to
Okay.
having, maybe one or two champs. So I feel like there's maybe just like a little swapping around of something like that they could do that would even
yeah,
even
and
just
I'll just go back to if you added a sixth champ, that gives you that extra flexibility to bring another champion that can do more trials, right?
Right. All right. So make it more achievable, more realistic for us to do them. Okay. So did we? Oh God, Chimera Clash. We're getting to the point where we're going to be ending soon, and I do want to touch up on a little bit on the gift cards going for sale. So I will finish this later on. I think covering Chimera Clan Boss, Chimera Hard Faction Wars, and Live Arena was a pretty solid. I didn't know that it was going to be like this. I should have maybe done a little more investigating on how long it would have taken. But that said, let me bring this up, which part of the release notes of July 2025, introducing Plarium Play gift cards. Now, you can now purchase and send gift cards directly from within Plarium Play, whether it's a surprise to a friend or a reward for a teammate. Gift cards are an easy way to let your fellow players level up. Cards can be used for in-game purchases. They're currently available for Sparta, which I've never played, Pirates of Tides, which I've never played, Storm of Age, which I've never played, and Total Domination Inc. So it is not currently available for Raid yet. You'll find them under the menu tab for vouchers. We know that you guys have been asking for more ways to share the fun because we all know this is going to be fun. And we listened. We hope that gift cards will help strengthen the connections between the player base and Plarium Play community. Now, first of all, your thoughts on gift cards. Should they be allowed, not allowed? Ken?
I mean, I don't really have a problem. Like, why not do? Like, why it can be like betting? Only thing is like, are they going to show your purchase history? Because like for the free to play, people are, hey man, you didn't spend money. I mean, maybe you got lots of gift card. Like, can you show that? Like, is the way to like? I mean,
would that still keep
didn't
you free
spend.
to
It doesn't give
play?
me right.
Would that still keep you free to
Yeah.
play if you got a gift card? That's a big question right there, chat.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Would Ken still be free to play if we gifted him some gift cards?
Because like normally you can ask to the Plarium Sport to confirm you have how much money you spend it, and they will tell you like $0 or whatever dollar, you know. But I'm not sure this is going to be show on that page. So
I would guess that it's definitely going to show if you I'm not sure what just happened with my camera there. That would show you what you spent, right? Because the transaction screen does. Jay, what about you?
I think this is interesting. I think they start with raid right from the beginning because there'd be a lot of shenanigans with that behind the scenes. But I think what they're probably planning to do is probably make different gift cards with different characters, and eventually there'll be like 50 different gift cards with like different raid characters. So now you got to collect all those, which means you got to spend on more gift cards. So hopefully they don't do that. But yeah, that'd be interesting.
So this is one of the things I saw online on like Steam and Razer Gold is like you can get, I don't know if this is how it's going to work if it ever gets implemented to raid, but this is kind of interesting. Zero, what about you?
Yeah, I just got a feeling. Well, I got multiple thoughts on this. It's one, maybe you can help a friend out, something like that. I think as a streamer / content creator, it'd be kind of cool to be able to give back to the community. If they're there for the raid piece of that. Again, it depends, right? For each individual person. But then I think I would personally rather see a feature that allows us to trade champions, right? Like I treat this as a collectible, thing or whatever. And like if I was collecting Magic the Gathering cards or whatever, and Blazer and you and I showed up to the card shop together, and it's like, ooh, I really want to build, this Trunda team, or I really want to build this, Siffy team. All right, well, I got these other champions that I don't really want to use, and let's trade up, and you really want them. I'd almost rather see a feature like that than just say, hey, gifting people money or whatever. So
Okay.
we talked about that in the past before, but that's what I would rather see.
I agree, especially for somebody like me that does like giveaways and stuff like that. I think that would be, this makes sense. But PJ, what about you?
Yeah, I like this a lot. I don't really like the idea of trading champions. I think that would be probably bad for the economy and break the game. But I think this specifically is really good. I don't see really any downside. You don't think that would break the game trading champions?
No, I just said, yeah, I said break it. No,
Oh,
yeah,
break
it
it.
absolutely would. Yeah, because people would, bubble themselves up as the top. It totally would break it.
But yeah, I think overall it's good. I mean, personally, I don't care if someone's free to play or spend $1 million on the game. Like it's just like a title. They say they're free to play. So yeah, it'd be good for community. It's a safer way of like, I know some people get on it, like people will get on account and like buy something for them on like their credit card. So like I guess it's like a safer way of doing that now. Yeah, a lot of other games have this. Like they can gift things to them, they can gift battle passes, they can gift gem packs. So honestly, I'm surprised it's taking this long to come into the game. I think this is all good stuff.
Okay. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, it's first I've heard of it, and my like immediate thought was it'd be great for like giveaways on the stream. I've done some in the past, and I've done it like through PayPal. Kind of, I don't know, feels
Yeah.
a little dirty, I guess. Like this would at least be like, all right, at least I'm giving them, 10, 15, $20 for like right to raid, and they can get a gem pack or something. I think that'd be pretty cool.
The only thing I will say is there are some concerns because as we all know, fraud happens quite a bit, right? Somebody gets a credit card, a stolen credit card or something. And I think because raid, we see a lot of chargebacks from players that do it. This could essentially, like, if you buy or somebody buys and gifts you something and then they charge back the gift card, that could affect your account, right? So I think that that's going to be a big problem. does anyone have any warnings to Plarium when they implement this, or if they implement this for raid? Ken.
No, not really.
Okay. Jay.
Yeah, whoever you're giving this to, make sure do a little research into their account, make sure they're not doing anything else, because I don't want to see gift card blackmailing, stuff like that. That could be something that could happen. So I would definitely be careful if you ever get a gift card from someone. Make sure they're official. They're not some random person on Facebook or some other place where you can, where they do other types of account stuff, if you know what I'm saying. So I would definitely make sure you get it from an official person or someone trusted in the community. Don't just get a random Plarium gift card from nobody. So
Right. Yeah, to go a little bit more and explain the chargeback. So, for instance, and I'm not, when Plarium watches this, I want to make sure that I'm not supporting this and I'm not telling people how to do this, but it would be like if I purchased a card and gave it to XYZ, and they used it, right? They used the gift card, but then I said, you know what? I'm pissed off at that person, or they're a scammer or something. And I took the gift card back and I, basically told my credit card company I didn't do it and was defrauding. That is actually against the TOS and will get your account banned. And so I think we're going to run into that kind of a problem when and if this is implemented into Raid Shadow Legends. Zero, what about you?
Yeah, I think just let me put my information security hat on for a second, right? So I think two things. One, if that becomes an issue with the chargebacks, then it should be the person that purchased the card's account gets banned versus the person who received.
Well, let's be a little.
But somebody could steal their account or whatever. That's fine too.
Hold on,
Yeah.
because I have 6 accounts, right, or 10 accounts. Let's say it's not hard for somebody to start an alternate account and buy and then gift their main account everything and then charge it back, right? It's not hard to do.
So I think the other thing is if you get gifted something, there needs to be a mandatory holding period. Like, hey, Blazin, Zero Brew has gifted you, $30 to spend in the game. However, you're not eligible to spend it for 60 days or something like that, and that'll cover the credit card aspect of it.
Right.
I think now again, everybody wants immediate gratification, so that's gonna be a crappy user experience. However, if it prevents chargebacks and people losing their accounts or whatever, or like you said, people having a disagreement, like Blazing, we're best friends today, and then you said something about my mama, and now I'm gonna try to punish you with this gift I gave you. There needs to be maybe a holding period or something.
Don't other games have stuff like this though? Like how do they deal with chargebacks? This isn't like the first rodeo.
That's true, but I don't think chargebacks are as big as they are in Raid, especially because Raid is much more heavily monetized and a lot more expensive.
But like CSGO and all that kind of stuff, they have loot boxes. I think you can gift loot boxes to people maybe, or Genshin, you can gift battle passes, you can gift stuff. I mean, Genshin's a huge game.
Right. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but I can see this being an issue for a lot of the player base, right? I mean, I don't want to get too far into it. It
doesn't take one bad actor to figure out how to break the system, and then people start abusing it, right?
Right. So again, I think the clarification on what happens there, where again, someone XYZ or somebody gifted it to the wrong person or the UMID or whatever it is, then charged it back. I think that's the chargeback problem is going to be the biggest one. Two-way authenticator with the giver, Darn says, gift me 1 million energy. Although, honestly, would you rather be gifted cash or would you rather be gifted in-game items, right? That could also be one of the other things. Gessel, do you have anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, just what I said earlier. That's what I like about it in terms of streaming, but yeah, I could see the problems, I guess, too.
Right. I mean, it like Zero was saying, it takes one bad apple to just kind of ruin it for everybody, right? So I would say if and when this gets implemented, I mean, just be careful who you accept them from. maybe I think Zero has the right idea that there should be, you know, a certain time frame that, because again, it's depending on the credit card company you have. Like I know American Express, if you are not 100% satisfied, you can call them up, say, yes, I did this. I was reasonable with them. I tried to work it out, and boom. American Express is very consumer friendly, so they will just charge it back and then say, screw you to Plarium. And then, you know, how does that all work out? So
Yeah, just be careful. Plarium loves banning accounts for refunds.
right. And I've seen that happen more than not a lot of the times, right? And sometimes it's over dumb things. So I would definitely say, you know, even now is still one of those things. Hey Ken, where can people come and find you?
Final Kenpachi, both YouTube and the Twitch. I'm streaming every single day, guys, except Sunday here. We are starting stream on the Clan Boss Reset. Thank you.
Awesome. Jay, where can people come and find you?
Both on Twitch and YouTube, JRStar3.
Awesome. Zero, where can people come and find you?
Zero Brew on that Twitches and the YouTubes is. We've been dual streaming on that, and we will be streaming again tonight.
Awesome. Gessel, where can people come and find you?
Gessel Gaming on Twitch and YouTube. So I stream Sunday through Friday, 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Awesome. And PJ, where can people come and find you?
MXPJE on Twitch and YouTube. We stream usually twice a day, every weekday. Come say what's up.
Awesome. Ken, what you got for a shout out for me?
I'm going to shout out the Snackbox RSL. He's on the YouTube, guys. He's making content for the Raid Shadow Legends. Check him out. I post the link on the chat.
Awesome. Jay, what you got for a shout out for me?
For this week, I'm going to give it to NOS Gaming.
Okay. Zero, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
We're going to hit up our boy, Mr. Pogo Pink Tie. Great guy and loves the EDMs, festivals, and stuff like that. So we got to give it to my boy, Pogo Pink Tie.
Awesome. PJ, what you got for a shout out for me?
We're giving a shout out to Jammer Queen. She's pretty new to streaming. She's really chill. We streamed for like 10 or 13 hours the other day, like double-digit streams. So she's been grinding. Definitely check her out. Drop her a follow.
Awesome. Gesto, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
I'm going to shout out my man Bone Plays TV out there in Germany. He's doing a good thing out there. He won. I think he won the Hell Hades contest, or he came in. Yeah, I think he beat Bront. Just beat Bront. So great streamer, great dudes. Got a lot of positive energy. Go give him a follow.
Awesome. And for me, I'm gonna I'm going to shout out Sus, who is one of our I want to say most active just followers. I think he's on every one of our streams almost every single day. Like, I gotta ask myself, like, I know this guy works, but how do you find all the time to be on our stream, on Jay's stream, on just like, I don't know. Maybe he's like a Tom Hanks multiplicity type of thing. And yes, that is showing my true age there, guys. And then one last thing, my son dared me to make a really bad dad joke. And so here it is. I low-key think low-key is actually good. I think that was a pretty bad dad joke to say. You guys can let us know what you think on next week's podcast of the Night Teleria. We are going to raid out to Mr. Big Head Mike BMX. Make sure you guys show him some love when we show up there. Say hi, tell him where you came from, give him a follow if you already haven't. Guys, we will be back next week for episode number 99. We're getting closer to that 100th episode. Yeah. As always, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. We'll catch you guys next time.